Just want to do a quick video on what I packed to do the Wyoming backcountry discovery route with the Moto Guzzi. We'll do additional videos on the trip itself and the bike's performance. The bike is basically bone stock tires, stock suspension. Had about 1,500 miles, I think, on it when I left. And I only had about 30 miles of gravel road experience, zero off-road experience on this bike or any full-size adventure bike. So the bike did get laid down a handful of times, well, more than that, but the boxes took the brunt of the abuse. They're pretty banged up, but I did add SW Motec crash bars, and none of the bodywork on the bike got scratched or dented. So overall, came through it pretty well. I did get a ride out to Wyoming, and then I did the route, and then rode the bike 1,200 miles home on the highway. So very impressed with the bike's performance. But like I said, I'll do that in a different video. Right now, I just want to show you what I packed and how I packed it. So this should be good for any, camping trip, really week long or more. Because once you get into that 1 week range, you're that's about where you sit with motorcycle capacity. So after that, you're just doing laundry. And I'll get into my riding gear. I just want to show you what's in the boxes. Then I'll actually open the boxes up on the table and go through each one. But in this left side box, this is mostly my camping gear. And my goal with everything was that it was easily accessible. Second to that the boxes would close easy. You can see this box is pretty scratched up. It actually popped off the bike on some washboard road a couple times. So I got to ask Guzzi about that. But so it slid down the gravel at 55, 60 miles an hour. So all things considered, looks pretty good, but that's where the scratches came from. So right on the top of this box is my cold weather riding gloves. These are actually my snowmobile / winter gloves. These are 509 leather palm, very nice gloves, super happy with them. I've had them several seasons. Best snowmobiling glove I've ever owned. And flexible enough to ride a motorcycle in. I was, doing it in late fall, probably end of the season. I wouldn't recommend people do it any later or even this late, but so I rode in temps as cold as 24 degrees. So having that cold weather gear is important. Camp shoes. These could be sandals or something. I went with these so I could still ride the bike with these. These are just leather-born brand shoes. Had them forever. Super comfortable. Nice to be able to take your boots off at camp, or you run into the bar or whatever. My sleeping hat. This is a wool hat, fleece lined. Nice for cold weather camping. A little frying pan here. And then below that is just a variety of things. On the front side here, I have my fuel for my Whisper Light stove. Here's my Whisper Light stove. Little camp axe, hand axe. Nice universal tool. You can use it for chopping firewood, splitting kindling. Use as a hammer for pounding tent stakes or banging out saddlebags in my case. So Stanley coffee thermos. Below that is some granola bars and just some more camping stuff. This is my general camp bag. I'll go through that on the counter as well. Some Tin Timor beef stew, corned beef hash, my little mess kit, my tool bag, and then my daytime riding glasses, which are basically tinted safety glasses. Real comfortable, real inexpensive. So, and again, my goal is that everything packs up easy and I can shut the lid. So, doing this kind of one-handed here, but everything fits in its home. And the nice part about these Guzzi bags is there is this lip here, so you get this extra capacity, so you can stack stuff on top, and the bag will still close. As long as you got nothing, nothing in the gaps, and it's lined up, it'll close with ease. So they're, pretty much all the way down. The top box, this is where my sleeping gear is. It's a little stuck. There we go. So this had my sleeping gear, and it's also where I had the bulk of my food. So I've removed my food because I've been back for a couple months actually now. But so I had some trail mix, some beef jerky, some bread, hot dogs, whatever. So that's all taken out. With that in here, this box is real full. And food in your sleeping gear bin might not have been the best idea, but it was fine. So just a hat for going out or whatever. And then actually I have 2 sleeping bags, 2 sleeping pads, part of the goals for this bike is that I can do 2-up travel. So this was kind of a test run to see how much gear I could pack, but also due to the cold weather camping situation, I want to make sure I was warm. So these are my sleeping pads. This is my one bag. I think it's like a 30 above bag. I've got my camp towel right here for showering. And this is just a Walmart sleeping bag that I've actually been really happy with. I've had this for 5 or 6 years now. Just Ozark Trail 40 above bag. So warm bags, but again, I had 2 of them, so I could put them together or put on long johns. I would have liked to bring a sleeping bag liner. I'm sorry, this is actually a sleeping bag liner. So 2 sleeping bags, 1 liner, 1 sleeping pad. These are my riding pants down here. Just an extra winter hat, a couple pens because whatever. First aid kit, camp light, and that's pretty much it. Except for this. This is my biggest cheat item. I got this just for this trip, and it is real nice, especially if you're camping at elevation. You're tired after a long day of riding. I put in 10, 11-hour days, so you get to camp and you don't want to blow up your sleeping pad, but you want to have a nice full-size sleeping pad for sleeping in the rocks. This is a micro air mattress pump. It is about the size of a pop can maybe. USB rechargeable, and it works super well for inflating your camp pads. I've got a USB port on the bike, so I could recharge it if I had to. Yeah, definitely recommend that. I think they're $10 at Walmart. Well worth the purchase. And then this other side bag is my clothes. So right on top is my toiletries. I want to shower, put on deodorant, whatever. Easy to get to, easy to access. I also have some GoPro stuff in there, phone chargers, things like that. And then this is my clothes. When the GoPro is not being used, it also just gets tucked into the clothes, so it's got some protection. And then basically I've got t-shirts up front, pants. This is my dirty laundry bag, so as I wear something, it gets shoved in there. These are my main riding pants. These are my Duluth Trading Company pants. This bag is my long johns. So if I get to camp, getting ready for bed, you just grab this bag to put on your long johns to sleep. Or, halfway through the day, it's real cold out, still easily accessible. My thicker sweatshirt, and then, additional pants. So, and part of this trip, this trip was multifaceted for me. So I did go see some friends, went out with them. So I wanted to have some nicer, clothes that I could throw on. So I didn't look like I was just, riding in the dirt all day. So I do have, clothes that I wouldn't necessarily bring on a straight motorcycling trip. But, this is basically a long-term setup at this point because you could be gone for several weeks, without issue. I have everything. You would need to resupply your food and water, obviously, but that's one thing I should mention. My water bottle was in this compartment. I've taken it out, but and never can have enough water on this style trip. Alternatively, I could have brought a Camelback or something. And then finally, my tent, just a little 2-person tent, just strapped to these side bars here with just a single strap, just a general camping strap. Worked really well. I hit a little bit of rain. Definitely probably would have been a better idea to throw this in a garbage bag or something just to keep it dry, but it was fine where it was. So I'm gonna go ahead and unpack these bags one at a time just so you can see what exactly was in them, and then I'll go over my riding gear too.